Now bring in Dr. Walter Dorn, the Professor of Defence Studies at the Royal Military College of Canada and Canadian Forces College. Welcome to the show. Like always, it's great to have you.
Thank you, Akshay.
So this has been a very fast developing situation, and a matter of hours from, talking about how this could perhaps be a coup and a direct threat to the Putin regime, to the fact they have now turned around. What do you think, in your understanding, is going on in Russia right now?
I think it really shows weaknesses in Putin's regime. And it shows that the man who he wants to portray himself as invincible has some really shortcomings and vulnerabilities. So the fact that you could have an armed force moving towards Moscow at that rate is incredible. And now it looks like there's negotiations going on, and Yevgeny Prigozhin has some power to negotiate. He looks like he's turning around, but he's not given up. There was a charge, an indictment made against him, but he can negotiate that away if he goes back and decides to continue with the fight in Ukraine. However, I'm sure he'll be asking for lots more equipment and getting some concessions from the Russian government. He also still controls the major military center in Rostov-on-Don, which the southern district of the Russian military uses for its attacks on Ukraine. So he's still in a position of power, which is remarkable, given the fact that he defied someone who almost always doesn't back down.
What does it mean for Putin at the moment? Of course, exposing his weaknesses, we understand, but Russia, with its invasion of Ukraine, also extremely, as we know, isolated at the moment. Where does it really leave Russia, as Western leaders also watching all of these developments very closely? We've heard from almost, whether it is the Prime Minister in Canada or the United Kingdom or President Biden, everybody has spoken about and keeping a close eye of all of these developments.
Right. I think it leaves Russians to see that their leader is vulnerable, that Vladimir Putin can be challenged, and there may be challenges from other quarters. I wouldn't call this a coup, but it was an attempt to be able to confront the Russian Defense Ministry and ultimately Vladimir Putin himself. So this will make Vladimir Putin feel more vulnerable. And the Western leaders are naturally trying to step back because they don't want the rhetoric of this is a Western-backed coup to come into the use, because that would then be able to create a backlash among the Russian population to Western intervention. So I think they're very wise in being low-key, but the Ukrainians should certainly take advantage of this and press on their offensive, because there's going to be confusion in the ranks, and there are already Russian forces that are deployed into Russia in order to prevent Prigozhin's forces from going on Moscow. So that means that there's less forces to fight Ukraine. And Prigozhin had over 20,000 troops in Ukraine, and they're not there now. They moved away from their bases. So there's a moment of opportunity for Ukraine to proceed with its counteroffensive.
So do you believe, with all of this confusion between what's happening, the Wagner group and the military heads over there, the fact that we had about 2,000 of his troops, Wagner's troops, killed in a so-called missile attack, do you believe moving forward we could see an impact of all this confusion in Russia with the impact on the war?
Absolutely. This will cause Russian soldiers to be questioning their working with Wagner. It will cause Wagner to be really hesitant to work with the Russian military. Already, Wagner's president has condemned the Russian defense minister, the chief of defense staff of Russia, and he's really shown opposition. So in terms of coordination of Russian forces, this is a debacle.